Thank you all for registering and joining us today. In our session, we would like to demonstrate one of our business implementation for B2B, B2C customers in modernizing the reward points using Dell Boomi's capabilities. I'm Shalini Nerella, Director of Business Operations from EasyStepIn. With me, I have the CEO and founder of EasyStepIn, Mr. Pawan Kumar. Pawan will now give an overview of our company.
Hi guys, welcome to EasyStepIn webinar series. I'm happy to share our experience through in the form of webinar. So we started our journey from 2016, and we almost 4 years our journey, and we served around 18 clients during this journey. And so we are authorized Dell Boomi partner, and we are expertise in iPaaS solutions using different platforms. And we used to help our customers for enterprise their enterprise digital connected journey. So that's all about us, and I'm handing over to Shalini.
Thank you, Pawan. So let's get started. If you have any queries, please make a note or ping me on chat so we can discuss them in the Q&A session, right? Well, since we have people from different backgrounds, let me give a brief about Dell Boomi. Dell Boomi is industry's first fully on-demand integration platform as a service. It allows you to integrate data between your on-premise and cloud applications. You can integrate data between your on-premise to on-premise, on-premise to cloud, cloud to cloud, and cloud to on-premise applications. When I say iPaaS, it means you don't need to install any software onto your system. It is completely available on cloud. Right. So Dell Boomi platform provides you the following services like integrate, hub, exchange, mediate, and flow. Integrate is where you build your integrations to move data between your on-premise and cloud applications. And hub is where you can synchronize and enrich your data so that we can have a trusted data that can help in business decisions. And exchange is where you can integrate data between two or more different companies or organizations. And mediate is where we can expose our underlying data as APIs so it can be interacted with other applications. And coming to Flow, it is a low-code application development platform where you can automate workflows that will accelerate your business outcomes. So with all these capabilities of Dell Boomi, you'll be able to provide a unified solution for any kind of requirement. Right? So now coming to the business requirement, it is all about assigning reward points to customers for their transactions in retail domain. For people who are new to retail marketing, it is like, say, to put it simple, a retailer makes the product available to consumers like using different channels like shopping malls, online shopping, etc. So retailers here are our partners and customers are our users. So the requirement here is that at a very high level, okay, at a very high level, the requirement is that the partner sends a file that contains the transactions of list of users, and this data needs to be sent to integration layer where you validate the data and assign eligible reward points to that user. You should also be able to backtrack the data in case of any issues. And they also need an application where partners and users can log in and track their data. So this is the requirement at a high level. So the challenges in retail domain with older approach is that there is no proper communication medium for exchanging the files. Adding new partner to the design was difficult. Adding new rules for assigning reward points was difficult. It was also difficult for connecting people, tracking the customer data, and also to track the business outcomes. So we at EasyStepIn have proposed our solution using Dell Boomi. So let's look at the architecture diagram. We have used FTP for transferring the files and database for data storage. Dell Boomi is our integration layer where we have used Boomi integration processes to move the data from FTP to MDM. We have a set of rules that validate the data and create a golden record. So the records are then fetched from MDM and sent to database by assigning the reward points. The data also get in sync with ESI Cashback portal, which is an application for partners and users to log in and track the data. So all these applications are connected and synchronized using Dell Boomi integration processes. And usually retail business has two marketing approaches: business to business, which is also known as B2B, and business to consumer, which is also known as B2C. So B2B is where the business directly sells its products to another business, and B2C is where the business directly sells its product to consumers. To give you an example, most of the retailers sell their products directly to consumers, say via like shopping malls or supermarkets, hypercities, etc. And this is called B2C marketing. However, there are also set of other retailers who are called cash and carry retailers. So they sell the products to smaller businesses, who in turn will sell to the consumers. So the retailers selling it to small businesses is B2B, and small businesses selling it to consumers is B2C. Right? So coming to the detailed explanation of data flow, we are using trading partner approach here, where you can onboard n number of partners, and the communication medium we are using here is FTP. Trading partner also supports other communication channels like AS2, disk, SFTP, and HTTP. So the partner places the custom EDI files that contain the transaction data of the users in FTP partner outbound directory. So once the file is picked up by the Boomi integration process, it sends a partner acknowledgement file back to partner inbound directory. Okay. Then the Boomi process transfers this data to MDM. In MDM, the data goes through series of steps to validate the transaction information, and once all the rules are matched, a golden record gets created. Right? The golden records are then pulled by Boomi integration process and sent to database by assigning reward points. The data is synchronized into ESI cashback portal using Boomi integration process. So the partners and users can log in into the ESI cashback portal and view their transaction histories, reward points, etc. Right? So let's now have a live demo session. So in my browser, I'll just say platform.boomi.com. So as said earlier, you don't need to install any softwares onto your system. It is completely available on cloud. You just have to say platform.boomi.com and provide your credentials, and you'll be logged into Boomi. So this is the welcome page. And if you see here under services, you'll be able to find integration, master data hub, API management, and flow. So let's first start with flow. I have all them open here. So this is how Boomi flow looks like. This is how you design a page. You just have to drag and drop them and get them connected. So once your design is ready, you need to now publish it. Okay. So we have already published it and it is available here. So this is our application, EasyStepIn Cashback Reward Points Portal. So this is completely built using Boomi Flow. So here we have three sections: user, partner, and admin. So let me give you an example here what we are going to do exactly. Okay, consider a retailer who sells his products in a store called Hypercity. Okay, so the retailer registers to our portal as a partner by name Hypercity. And consider I'm a consumer who goes and purchases from the store. So I will register to this portal as a user, and I am eligible for reward points for the transactions or for the purchases that I do. Say now I have went to the store and done some purchases. File that contains the transaction information of mine to Dell Boomi for validating that data and for assigning the reward points. Okay. So let's now go and create a partner and a user. So I'll first register as a partner. I'll say Hypercity. Okay. City@gmail.com. So I'll now say register. So here you'll able to see a unique ID being generated, the partner ID. So I'll say login. So if you see here, in the partner section, you'll be able to see sales history, reward file processing history, and you can also upload the file from here instead of placing that instead of placing a file in the FTP server. You can also do it from here. So we'll just look at all this later. So I'll say log out and I'll create a user. So let me register a user. Say myself, I'll add it as a user. So register. Here there is a unique user ID being generated. So we have a partner ID and user ID being generated. I would now take help of my team member to prepare the file. Murli, can you please prepare the file with this partner ID, user ID, and transaction information, please?
Yeah, okay, Shalini.
Thank you. Okay. Uh, I would also like to show you an application that's been developed using Angularjs. So I think we have a team who works with on Angularjs. So I will show you a functionality here. So admin, let me log in as an admin. Okay. So if you see here, employees, so it will list out all the admins that are registered here. So you can also create an employee as a, you can add an employee as a admin here. So let me do it real quick. This is created and you'll be able to see it created here. And if you see it in database, you will also be able to see the admin being added. See here, the employee is given the admin access. And now let's now look into API management. So we expose our underlying data as APIs, so it can be interacted with Angular JS code. So if you see here, these are the list of APIs that have been exposed, and this interacts with AngularJS code to fetch the data, right? And this is the MDM part. MDM is known as master data management, where you have the central repository of your data. So here you can create a repository, and in the models you can define the rules. Like this, you can give a set of rules for validating, and once the data is validated, you will find a golden record being created here. And in case of any issue, you will be able to see that in the quarantine area. So if there's any issue, you can manually log in and fix that issue and resubmit it for validation again, right? And this is the integration part. So here is where you develop your process by integrating it from source.
Shalini,
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt, Shalini. I have created. It's ready to processing file, Shalini.
sure. Thank you, Murli. Here is where you build your process to move data between the source and the target. So it's just a drag and drop functionality. And you expose this as a flow service so that it can be interacted with Boomi Flow, and you expose this as an API so it can be interacted with AngularJS. Right? So now since the file is ready, we'll just have a look at the file. So this is the FTP directory. Let me open it. So if you see here, this is a custom EDI file. We have the header, detail and trailer records. You will be able to see the partner ID, the user ID, the transaction date, description and transaction amount, and also the transaction location. So let's now go back to our browser. So now since the file is ready for us, we need to execute the integration process that moves data from trading partner to MDM. So now I'm executing the process. So you can see the process execution here. So this is executed. You'll be able to see if it is green, it is executed successfully. So now you should be able to see a golden record here. So see here, this is the golden record created. So this is went through series of validations. So this is a trusted data for us. So now we can move this data to database. So we have another integration here called MDM to database. So I'm executing this to move data to database. So let's see the execution here. So see here, this is again executed successfully. So let me open database and you will be able to see here the reward data. So see here, this is the reward data that got created for the same user ID and partner ID, and this is the user rewards. So these are the reward points that have been assigned for the transaction amount, right? So now what we'll do, we'll log in into portal as a user and see our rewards. Yes. So here you'll be able to see the rewards. So these are the rewards that have been assigned to me. Okay, you can view them all in the portal. You can do any profile changes here. You can also upgrade your membership. So currently it is free. You can upgrade it to manual, and you can view your transaction history here, right? So let me log out and log in as a partner. So I'm logging in as a partner and you can see your sales history here. So this is a sales history. You can also upload your file from here. We have placed in the FTP client, right? So far FTP server, but you can also upload it from here. See here, you can also upload it from here, right? So let me log in as admin. So this we have logged in as admin, and you'll be able to see list of all admins here. You can also add an employee and list of users, list of partners. Also you can see reward file transaction history. So you can see all the files history here, right? So that's about our application EasyStepIn Cashback Reward Points portal. So here we have shown only the basic flow of the project. The actual project actually contains much more functionalities like offers, encash, fraud detection, refunds, cancellation, and so on. So here we are only showing a basic flow. So this is how we have help the B2B, B2C customers in modernizing the reward points, right? So these are the data process and applications that we have used. And coming to the business outcomes, with this design approach, the development time has reduced drastically. They were able to have efficient results with less resources and time, and also they could easily onboard partners without having to modify the existing design and so on. So in our EasyStepIn, we actually follow certain guidelines during our development, like say exception handling, maintaining enterprise standards, effective documentation, maintaining folder structure, naming conventions, etc. So we would propose all these standards to the customer, and if the customer needs any changes or any enhancements, we would customize them accordingly. Right? So now it is the time for Q&A session. Please let us know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer. Let me see if there is anything in chat. Anybody, do you have any questions? We have Vidya here. She asked, could you please explain what's the main purpose for MDM? Vidya, the main purpose of MDM is like you'll be having a central repository of trusted data. So golden records get created after a series of validation. So only then a golden record is created which is trusted. And this can be integrated with any other application for synchronization. Right? So I would like to thank my team here for their efforts in building this project in a very short span of time. Suman and Saiteja worked on the Boomi flow. Aparna, Veena, and Murali have worked on integration, MDM, and trading partner. And we have a design architect and database administrator done by Venkatramana, and API management and presentation by Srilata. And Vijaya, Ramu, Muni, and Saiteja worked for Angularjs. Thank you, team, for your efforts. And this is our address, India office address and USA office address. We'll be having, you can contact us at email, web, LinkedIn. Once again, thank you all for joining. Please register for our next webinar that's going to be on July 1st. And the topic is on decentralized secure solution using Dell Boomi and blockchain. I'll share you the register link.